What's up, folks? It's been a while. It's been a while. It's a good song. Um, this is a special episode of Wrestling Ramblings of an Old Man. And the reason I'm doing this today is because we didn't really get a chance to do our predictions for Money in the Bank, which is tomorrow. Listen, all of you that are going, I know some of you that live overseas are going to the event. If you are, enjoy, have a great time. It should be a really, really fun event, especially for those of you who live in England, as you don't get the events much. So enjoy, whoever is going. I know there's some people from our community that are going. So if you're going tonight, going tomorrow, whatever, enjoy the wrestling. That's number one. Enjoy yourselves. I'm sure it'll be amazing. So, I am here to do my predictions in a quick little video. We will not get to do the watch along for this because of the time. It is in the afternoon, so go over to Tazzy's channel. I believe it's going to be him. I think Jody's going to be there, and Jesse as well, I think. So join them tomorrow for the watch along and check out Money in the Bank. The ones that are on these odd days and these odd times we unfortunately can't do because we have commitments in the afternoons. So especially me in the weekend, I'll be working, so I won't see what's going on. First off, before we get started, I know that everybody is. People are kind of getting curious and wondering about Bray Wyatt news, right? It happens every single pay-per-view. I know Abby's, they went over the video game stuff, right? So we got the first shots of 2K23's Bray Wyatt patch, and we saw pictures of Bray and Uncle Howdy. So that, yeah, exciting. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be back to playing the game if they haven't in a while and getting that patch. If not, I'm sure, a lot of people might get the game for that in particular. And then we got today, I think it was, brand new merch on the WWE shop with a Fiend blanket, which is kind of odd, that they would be having Fiend merch. Naturally, a lot of people are going to ask, is he coming back? Listen, we've been through this so many times with so many pay-per-views already. I am not going to sit here and say, yes, he's coming back, because we've said this a lot of times before. Would it be a good time for it to happen? Sure. Because it's a pay-per-view and it's overseas. It's a big event. You remember, when he came back the first time, it was also overseas. It was in Saudi Arabia when he came back last time. So, kind of a coincidence, maybe not. Sure, it could be a good time for him to come back. There are all kinds of rumors swirling around again. I would tell you, be very cautious in what you believe. No one knows for sure. A lot of it is going to be speculation. Again, this happens every single time there's a WWE pay-per-view with Bray Wyatt. So just be cautious because, you just don't know what you can believe at this point as to whether or not he will be back. Like I said, no one knows. And if he's overseas, they're going to hide him. I'm sure there may have been shots swiped in the airports and stuff like that if he were, but they would probably do a pretty good job at hiding him in a hoodie or something or other so people wouldn't see. But again, take it with a grain of salt. Nobody really knows. The only thing that was out there several times from several different places were saying that he would be back prior to SummerSlam. So that's still a ways away in August, or July or August. I'm not sure which, but it's a little ways away yet. So, may not get it. If he is going to come back, start a program for that, it probably won't be until possibly Raw, the following Raw, following this, or SmackDown. The rumor is if he does come back, he's going back to Raw. So we'll see. A lot of rumors swirling around. Judgment Day kind of things, rumors about that. Rumors that he might attack Finn. I've heard several different things. Rumors that he's going to go back against Bobby and continue that. We'll see. It's all speculation. If he shows up in England, it'll be huge. So just, keep your eye out. All right, let me get into, and I have to grab my iPad. Let me get into the picks for tomorrow, and we'll go over this. So let me pull up my screen here and see what is going on with this. All right, so first off, we have, my face is all lit up now because of my iPad screen. We'll go here from bottom to top. So we have Gunther against Matt Riddle for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. This is a pretty easy one for me. It probably will be a good match, but I'm going to go with Gunther. I'm going to go with Gunther to win. I don't think they're ready to take that title off of him just yet. Matt Riddle, I'm kind of speculating Matt Riddle may have something in his future with a possible ex-tag team partner at that. So I think that there might be a little something in his future with Randy Orton, and it may not be good. So Randy might come back as a heel. We'll see. He's better as a heel. I just think he is. And if he does, I think he will turn on his ex-partner. So I think that might be in the future for Mr. Riddle. So I'm going with Gunther there. I think it's a pretty easy pick. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Liv and Raquel. I don't really think Liv and Raquel will win them back. I think that Ronda and Shayna are going to have those titles for a little while until they build someone up. Maybe somebody from NXT. Maybe somebody new that we don't know of yet. As far as maybe a team that they haven't formed yet or somebody else. But I don't think that Liv and Raquel are going to win this. And I believe Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are going to retain the women's tag team titles. So, again, another kind of easy pick, I think, there for me. All right. I'm going to skip over this one because this next one's huge. But let's go with Cody and Dom. Cody Rhodes and Dominic Mysterio. And, of course, Rhea Ripley is in Dom's corner. Now, not good odds here for Cody, right? I mean, Rhea's out there. She does tend to interfere and help Dom win every time she's out there. There's a lot of speculation about this match that Cody's wife might be there to even the odds against Rhea, which would be really interesting. Of course, we haven't seen her in WWE. So, when Cody's come back. There's also a lot of rumors saying that Cody may be cost this match by one Brock Lesnar. So Brock Lesnar may come out. I don't think that feud is over. I think they're going to wrestle again, probably at SummerSlam. This kind of is just a little in between, maybe feud with Dom. And Brock usually only wrestles in the big shows. Of course, he was in the Rumble, he was in WrestleMania, and then SummerSlam, and that'll probably be it for him. So I would adhere to that. I would think that Brock may come out and cost Cody the match, giving Dom the win. So Dom keeps his winning streak alive, beats Cody Rhodes, albeit with, interference, maybe a beatdown from Brock. But I do think that's going to happen. I think Dom is going to win this with some sort of interference. And I would put bets on that it could easily be Brock Lesnar. All right, let's go to this one. Oh, man, the Civil War. The Bloodline Civil War tag team match. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa against the Usos, Jay and Jimmy Uso. And, of course, Paul Heyman in Roman and Solo's corner. This, to me, is really, really hard to call. This is a toss-up. I really don't know what to make of this one. I don't know. I know they're going to try to elongate and drag out the story a little more, so I'm really not sure how this goes. Having to pick one, I'm going to say I think the Usos will lose this. They've been, really, really making Roman look bad the last few weeks with the beatdowns they've been giving him. But I think just the fact that Heyman is out there, I think that he may get involved, maybe cost the Usos the match. But I think the Bloodline, I think Roman and Solo, get the win here, probably by bad means, cheating or whatever from Heyman, something along those lines. But this story is just getting going, and I think this story will continue. Now, there also could be the thing where maybe Paul Heyman turns. A lot of people are thinking, Heyman can stab people in the back, and maybe he stabs Roman in the back at some point. And maybe he helps Jay and Jimmy, which would, of course, further the story and break them apart even more. So interesting there, too. We will have to see what happens. But I'm just feeling the Bloodline here. I think that Roman and Solo will get a measure of revenge on Jay and Jimmy Uso, and Paul Heyman, I think, will get involved on his behalf. All right, we have, let's go to our Money in the Bank matches. We have the women's. Zelina Vega, Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, Bayley, Io Sky, and Trish Stratus. This is a tough one too to call. I'm looking at some of these matchups, right? I think Io Sky and Bayley are going to have a program after this. So I think something's going to happen between those two where they finally split. You've seen it coming in little bits and pieces. And I think that Io and Bayley, Bayley may cost Io or vice versa. And one of them gets taken out due to that factor. Something happens between those two, but I think that I think that they'll go into a program going forward. So I'm counting out both of them. I don't think that it'll be Bayley or Io Sky. Zoe Stark, very good wrestler, and she's got a bright future ahead of her, of course, on the main roster. But I don't think she's going to get that briefcase. I really just don't. Not yet. It's a little early for her, so I'm not going to say Zoe. Zelina Vega, the same. I love Zelina. She's an excellent competitor, really, really good wrestler. But again, I don't see her getting the briefcase. That would be a surprise for me if that happened. So that leaves Becky Lynch and Trish. At this point, Trish and Zoe have been getting the better of Becky. I think that her and Trish and Zoe will team up and beat Becky up a lot throughout this match. But I do believe that it could come down to Becky and Trish. And I think this time Becky does get the better of Trish Stratus, and Becky Lynch is going to win the women's Money in the Bank and get herself a title shot at some point. Of course, either against Rhea Ripley, which would be a great program, or Asuka also would be a great program between those two. So I do believe Becky Lynch will get the better of Trish. I also did read that Trish might not be in WWE for very much longer, so that would kind of make sense if she's not going to hang around, that Becky would move on here. So I do believe Becky Lynch will be the winner of the women's Money in the Bank. Men's Money in the Bank. We have Ricochet against Shinsuke Nakamura, against L.A. Knight, against Santos Escobar, against Butch and Damian Priest, and Logan Paul. My goodness, if Logan Paul wins this, the internet will explode with both good and a lot of bad. I don't know if WWE is ready for that. And I don't think he will win. I think he may last a little bit, but ultimately I don't think he will win it. He may go down maybe even to the final two, but I don't think he'll win it. They did say they have other programs in mind for him coming up down the road, so even for SummerSlam. So I don't think he's going to win the Money in the Bank. And the simple logic behind that is he's not a full-time wrestler. He doesn't stick around. And people like that usually, unless you're Roman Reigns, don't hold on to titles for very, they don't take titles because they can't be around to defend them. So I'm going to eliminate Logan Paul. Same goes for Santos. I do love Santos Escobar. Again, great wrestler, but I don't see him winning the Money in the Bank either. Shinsuke, while I love Shinsuke as well, I don't really think they know what they want to do with him. He's a face sometimes. It almost looks like he's a heel now. I don't really know if they know what they want to do with Shinsuke. So I don't think Shinsuke comes out of it either. Butch, again, I don't, again, great wrestler, but, personally, I'd be thrilled if he goes back to his other persona that he had on NXT, as I'm sure a lot of other people would as well, but I don't think Butch will. So that's going to bring it down to really three. Ricochet, who I really think has a good shot. Damian Priest, who with the popularity of the Judgment Day, again, stands a pretty good chance too, and Logan Paul. Or I'm sorry, no, I eliminated Logan Paul. L.A. Knight, a bit of a surprise here. Listen, L.A. Knight is huge over. Huge over. And for those of you who are those Bray Wyatt detractors and, oh, Bray sucks and all this stuff, look at what he did for LA Knight. LA Knight is over, man. The crowd loves this dude. So again, would not shock me if he won. But again, we're down to those three. Of those three, I'm going to eliminate Ricochet. Ricochet, I think, will be hanging around pretty much close to the end. But I don't think he ends up winning it. So I'm going to bring it down to Damian Priest and LA Knight, which could be your final two. Because of how I'm going to go with my next result for the championship match, I'm going to give this to Damian Priest. And the reason being is this. Damian Priest wins the Money in the Bank, right? Which would give him then the next shot at either Seth, which would make more sense. We kind of just got that match, right? Or Roman Reigns, which would be interesting too. But I think what's going to happen with this story is that it will lead to a demise or a bit of a breakup maybe, or at least a break off of one of the Judgment Day because, and I'll go right into my next prediction for this, and this is, of course, the championship match. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. Could be match of the night. This is going to be a great one between two excellent athletes. Finn has really he's been attacking Seth, beating him up week after week after week. And Seth, of course, going in, playing up the injuries to the ribs and everything else. I do think Seth will win. It should be a very, very good match. I think Seth retains, but because of the loss of Balor and the win from Damian Priest and Dominic, so both of them win, Finn loses. I don't think they're going to be happy with Finn Balor. And I think what that may do is lead to Finn Balor possibly splitting from the Judgment Day or them booting him out because they don't think he can cut it anymore and he's not winning. They have the women's champion at stable. They will have Dom, who would have won against Cody, and then they have Damian Priest, who is Mr. Money in the Bank. So a lot of stuff going for them. And then I don't think they're going to tolerate Finn Balor's losses. And remember, he's supposed to be the leader. So I think that's the way they'll go with this. And then who knows what happens with Finn. There are a lot of rumors connecting Judgment Day to other people, including, of course, Bray Wyatt, because he gets connected to everybody. But yeah, that's how I think it's going to go. The Seth match against Finn should be excellent. But I think that Seth will remain the champion, and I think that Finn Balor is going to maybe be getting close to being on the outside looking in on the Judgment Day. So that's all of the matches that there are announced. Some of you are asking, well, if we are going to see a surprise, where would it be? That's a good question. And again, this is why a lot of times I don't like to predict surprises in a pay-per-view because you just don't know. A lot of times they don't like to take this stuff away from the wrestlers that are in the ring. And so you just really don't know when that is going to be or how that's going to happen. So I really don't know. As I said earlier, I would take the whole surprise thing with a grain of salt. I don't think it's going to happen because if any of the rumors are true there and Bray is going to go after Bobby, then Bobby is not at this pay-per-view. So it wouldn't make sense. He's not there. So unless he's going to go after somebody at the pay-per-view, it wouldn't make sense. I mean, he could just come down on his own and do a promo. Not sure. But, the Money in the Bank matches are going to be pretty long. So I'm not really sure they're going to have a whole lot of time for anything else. So I wouldn't be too overly... I wouldn't be overly excited about seeing a return at the pay-per-view. Well, it would be cool. I don't know if it would kind of fit the bill this time. You got a lot going on between the Money in the Bank matches, the whole Civil War Bloodline thing, championship match, lots of stuff going on. So I don't know if this is the time or the place, but obviously you want to keep an eye on the following Raw and SmackDown. So All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this video of predictions from yours truly for Money in the Bank. As I said yesterday, enjoy yourselves. If you are going to the match, have an awesome time. WWE is exciting to see, especially Money in the Bank matches. And, you know, they're always exciting. The ladder matches are always kind of crazy. So enjoy yourselves if you're going. Have a great weekend. And don't forget, little shameless plug. We will be on the air on Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on the air. Listen to me pretending I'm in radio. We will be we'll have our show Between the Ropes on Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be, of course, Jeff and myself. We will be talking all about Money in the Bank and the results. We will do a Money in the Bank recap to start off the show, instead of breaking news, probably, because there probably won't be too much more breaking news other than what happened during that show. So we will cover it all. We'll go over the results with you on Sunday night at 8:30 on Between the Ropes. So join us live for that show. We'll have everything else, of course, our moments of favorite moments. We'll have some grievances. We'll do some sell or no sell and all that good stuff. So join us on Sunday for Between the Ropes, and we'll cover all of what we saw from the pay-per-view, which I'll have to watch tomorrow night. So I'm going to have to avoid a lot of spoilers. All right, guys and gals, that is it. Don't forget to tune in to after Sunday, our Between the Ropes show. Abby's Window will be next week. We'll make an announcement as to what day it will be. Also, Jody is doing some short videos. Make sure you check those out if you're a Bray fan. It's all about some theories and things like that. So I think she's calling it Tea Time with Abby. So make sure to check those out as well. I'm going to try to do these more often, and I should be back on sometime next week. Maybe Tuesday or so, I'll do another Wrestling Ramblings of an Old Man. So I'll be back with that. And yeah, so make sure you like the video. Make sure you share the video. All this good stuff. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Ding, ding. And subscribe to the channel, of course, if you haven't done so already. All right, guys and girls, peace out. I will talk to you all soon. Take care and enjoy Money in the Bank.